Hey folks, in this energy related series of videos, let's look at India's overall energy picture. In the subsequent ones, we'll look at other aspects of India's energy plans. And I'll use energy or power interchangeably because I mean the same thing when I say power, that is energy, that is electricity. So, looking at it from a top level, India has a total installed power capacity of almost 480 gigawatts. This is impressive because in 2014, this number was just 248 gigawatts. So, installed power capacity doubled in the last 10 years. There's one more thing that doubled in the last 10 years: India's GDP or economy, from roughly $2 trillion to over $4 trillion now. I'm not saying there is one to one relationship between energy and economic growth, but without energy, there is no meaningful economic activity. Anyways, when we look at the breakdown of India's total power capacity, non fossil fuel power or renewable power capacity has increased steadily over the last 10 years from 136 gigawatts in 2014 to over 224 gigawatts at present. Renewables share has gone above 45% now, which was barely above 30% 10 years back. Clearly, India has done well in expanding the installed share of renewables, but power generation and installed power capacity are two different things. In 2024, the world reached a new milestone. This is regarding generation. All low carbon power sources such as renewables, that is solar, wind, hydro, etc., and nuclear power provided over 40% of the world's electricity generation. This has happened for the first time since the 1940s. Electricity generation is the key word here. And yes, nuclear energy is not renewable, but it is a low carbon, clean energy source. That means it emits very low greenhouse gases, lower than even solar and wind. Now, in the same year, in India, all these clean energy sources, renewables and nuclear, generated just around 22% of total energy needs. Why then, despite making up 46, 47, 48% share in the installed power capacity of these clean sources, generation is so much lower? That is because of the base load phenomenon. Base load energy sources are the ones that keep on generating electricity at a consistent rate all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without stopping. Coal fired power plants, nuclear power plants, natural gas fired power plants are some of the examples of baseload power. You keep feeding fuel to the power plant and it will keep generating electricity. A solar power plant, however, can generate electricity only when the sun is shining, maybe 4 to 5 hours a day. Wind power plants generate power only when the wind blows. So, wind and solar are not base load power sources. Now, if we couple them with battery storage, they can act as base load power sources, but we are not there yet. So, despite having renewable share at over 45%, generation from these renewable and clean energy sources is less than half of that. And India would like to increase generation portion from clean energy sources. One way to do that is to increase India's renewable power capacity. And India plans to have, I think, 500 gigawatts of renewable power capacity by 2030. If you look at what is already under progress, projects under implementation and tendered, if you add them up, it looks like India is on track to accomplish this target. Another way to increase generation from clean energy sources is to increase India's nuclear power. And here, India has a lot more ambitious target to go to 100 gigawatts nuclear power from 9 gigawatts at present. Right now, India operates about 25 nuclear reactors. Another 8 are under construction, 10 more are at pre project stages. So, India will get to 22 gigawatts of nuclear power for sure. But taking it to 100 gigawatts, that is a tall ask. To accomplish that, India will have to do policy reforms to encourage private participation, reform nuclear energy related laws such as Atomic Energy Act 1962 and Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage Act 2010, enable long term favorable financing for civil nuclear projects, promote indigenous manufacturing, including that of small modular reactors, secure diversified uranium fuel sources, build manpower capacity by strengthening nuclear education and training infrastructure. These are just some of the steps that must be taken to realize the 100 gigawatt nuclear power dream. But if India succeeds in getting most of its power generation done from clean sources, not only will it ensure robust economic growth for the nation, but it will also allow its citizens to breathe pollution free, fresh air every single day as they prosper. In the next one, we'll dig into solar power. I hope you found this analysis interesting. I'll speak with you again next week. Until then, take care.